Hi, I'm the Ferb suitor that God has abandoned. Meme.
I'm calling the police. Pastel.
I'm Sally TM.
Welcome to Meme Cuisine! We actually have a guest again. Thank God.
It's me, Sally TM.
You were going to be our guest, and then I'm a dumb fucking bitch and destroyed that recording.
But it's good because, like, I was really nasty.
You were really, really, really nasty that episode, but it was iconic.
It definitely was. I promise, this time, if I give you a boot, I won't talk about myself.
That was good, though. I think that was the best fucking meme cuisine that we've ever had.
It was so fun. Like, one time I watched someone fall down the stairs, and my anxiety told me not to help them. It's a boot.
Are you literally RuPaul with that story where he let the fucking guy drown in the Hudson River? Well, before we get into the videos, I want to talk about the cast. Is anybody surprised by anybody who got in? Was anybody upset? Or do we think that this was the cast that was deserved?
All in all, I'm not sad, I'm not upset. As long as they don't do All Stars 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That's
thank
all I
God. Preach.
But I will say, I do have a lot of surprises. I have a lot of high hopes by Panic at the Disco for this cast because there's quite a lot of talent on board.
Yeah, I was originally surprised by certain people getting on. I'll be honest, I was surprised by Jackknife and Jenna particularly. I wasn't sure that they were going to get on, but not only did they get on, but they've, I think, have put out better videos than some of the people who I were certain were going to get on this week. Yes, a lot of people stepped it up, and where I thought people were going to be after the auditions, that's not where we're at right now.
Yeah.
It's really anybody's game.
It's like really good, honestly, you know?
Yes, this is such a good cast. I'm very excited for everybody with this.
Oh, pretty good shit, good shit.
Good shit? Is that the big mood?
What a mood. A huge mood.
Huge mood. Good shit. Well, if that's everything, are we ready to get started?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to go in the same order as the videos. So our first video was Andrea doing Automatic by the Pointer Sisters.
I'm gonna be honest, just real quick thing, no offense to you, the outfit fucking scared me really badly.
I thought it was so cute.
It would give me season 1 vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the craftiness and, like, physicality of it all. You know.
I'm not saying that it was bad, it just scared me first time I saw it, because I'm just sitting there like, okay, what are we gonna get? Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't the outfit that threw me off so much. I wish that the gray sheets in the background didn't look so much like gray sheets in the background. Because I liked the outfit, this concept I was really into, and I noted that you had definitely taken your notes, at least from Meme Cuisine, but other people as well, with the general idea that everybody needed more concepts, and you went, like, head fast into a solid concept.
Yeah, no, I really honestly loved the video. It was very fun and cute.
It was.
It was like, it was just so, it was fun.
I personally wish... Oh, did you want to go, Sally?
Oh yeah, please. Teacher, let me go, please.
No, you're not allowed to go.
Honestly, I said last time in our little sideshow that me and Marcella have, which, by the way, it will come out this week, don't worry. Casual chat and stuff like that, like, Andrea for me is like very unexpected in our community.
Mm-hmm.
The only older women that we've had have been quite, I'm not gonna lie, controversial.
Mm-hmm.
Quite polarizing for the wrong reasons sometimes. And Andrea has really shown, like, you know what? I'm here and I'm gonna have fun, and she has had fun, and this concept needs this thought process essentially needs to keep going because
Mm-hmm.
Andrea has set herself apart quite well. This is quite a step up from her audition, absolutely.
Yes, very, very, very much.
I do have one nitpick, and trust me, everyone's gonna get a nitpick. I'm gonna say that the stiffness of the character and the mouth movement was a character choice.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's very like Michelle Visage on Kimchi when Kimchi won.
Uh-huh.
But if I see no exaggeration of vivacity in, how the mouth moves, how the eyes move, I get that was a character choice, but I also remember in Sweet Dreams it was kind of the same. Like, it was kind of like stern face, but like lips were just a little bit like moving.
Yeah,
like whisper in the song.
I wrote that down too, but I think it was more, in my mind, it was because she had a campy concept.
Yeah.
And when I see a campy concept, I want campy lip shapes. And I didn't get those campy lip shapes, so it felt like the mouth was disjointed from the concept itself.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But holy fuck, this was like right out the gate, such a strong toot for me.
Oh yeah,
it's just totally.
For me, good job.
Everybody gives her a toot right out the gate. I don't know what show we're on.
Pause, because Nostalgia was gonna give a toot, but Andrea, a gift from me to you, a shoot.
Ooh, what show is this?
Hi, my name is Congeniality.
we went from Mean Cuisine to Congenial Cuisine.
But I'm just here to make friends and have fun, and then to slow everyone.
Mean Cuisine to Lean Cuisine. Speaking of videos that are not going to get a Lean Cuisine treatment, though, Asphyxia doing Alejandro by Lady Gaga.
One, I already have a big mood written down for this. Spiky.
Oh, the cone tits.
Yeah.
As though you, like...
It was like Big Cola inspired.
Oh, okay. So what... My first thought was that Asphyxia had broken into Vivacious's wardrobe, cut off 2 of the cones of shame, and slapped them on a strap. It looked great. But that was like my first like reference point was cones of shame. The look was not cones of shame though. I really liked the look. However, I'm not here to judge looks, I'm here to judge lip sync videos. This video was off for me. Or at least personally. I have heard other people say that they really liked this video. For me, my biggest issue was coming in that this felt like a better drag performance than a lip sync for your life video. You were dancing on this ledge of a pool, and you were doing movements that the song told you to do. It didn't feel like you had creatively made your own choreography for it. And I get that sometimes like you just want to give the fantasy of the song, but you were delivering those fantasy moments after the words were already said. So then I was like, it doesn't make sense. Like it wasn't planned choreography. The whole video, I just wanted you to jump into the pool. Like the whole video, I was just like, please jump into the pool.
Do it.
If you see an opportunity, just go for it at the end of the day.
Yeah, like what's the worst that's going to happen?
The issue
And
I have...
if you have $200 shoes on,
they'll dry out.
Yeah, for a listening to live video, wear $2 shoes.
Oh yeah, don't wear your $200 sneakers.
Do what I do and not wear shoes at all and film inside the house.
Like, this is, like, it's a different kind of competition. If you wanted to get judged on your outfit and your $200 shoes and all those kinds of things, then you would do TDR or something like that. But this is a lip syncing competition. Well, TDR's dead, but it's the idea. You would go do a drag pageant or a competition or something like that if that's what you're looking for in a video. But we're looking for strong lip syncs, and I don't think that this lip sync really matched up that strongly. However, props to you for not falling off of the fucking pool. Like, ledge. You're doing, like, splits and kicks and all those kinds of things, and I know you kept grabbing the railing, but also, like, you could have grabbed onto the railing and ate shit really bad into the pool. So...
Oh, please don't say that. I literally... Okay, when I was a child, I was thrown into the pool by one of my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
And, the reason I have, like, a bit of a crack, like, what's it called, a groove, or a bit of a weird chin, is because I cracked my chin off the side of the pool.
See, not as extreme. I almost caused Pastel to drown in a pool, trying to save them from drowning in a pool.
Oh, wow.
They jumped into the deep end of a 10-foot pool with no floaties at the age of 2.
Yeah, I actually remember doing that. I was like, oh yeah, I don't need these. So I took them off and jumped in. I almost died.
Yeah, and then I was, like, bringing them back to the edge of the pool, but I was dunking their head under the water as I was swimming with them. This has nothing to do with this video, but I think that's a fun story. No. That is completely fine. That is the meme cuisine way. We're going into our sides before jumping back into the entree.
Yeah. Okay.
My little thing about this video that I just really didn't like.
Go on, go ahead.
So, like, my issue with it is that, like, the mouth exaggeration wasn't really there, so it's like, I could see some words being lip synced, but then others were completely lost for me. I'm like, huh, that's a little,
Yeah.
It just didn't really sit right with me.
Okay, so I have a few things. I'm gonna be very objective here, because, you know, that's the Sally way. It was very different from your audition, which is great. Your audition was a medium close-up shot with you crying to, I forgot which song. But in my defense, I do 15 different things at once, so the only things I'm mad at are the current things, which is this week.
It was Because of You by Kelly Clarkson.
Because of You by Kelly Clarkson.
How could you forget our gay icon?
Shut up. I'm trying my best.
Well, it's not good enough, apparently.
It's never good enough. Awkward pause. It was different from your audition, which is great. The start of the video, it gave me very strong Lita Tony vibes when they were in New Orleans filming for Glorious One Song Week. I was expecting that kind of thing. Very like Spice Girls One Take, Zigga Zig Ah, but I didn't get that at the end of the day. The long shot and full body was very distracting and took away from the syncing. Again, the important part of this is that you don't be sporadic with your choreography. An example of this, you know, Jacob, S6E01, sorry, I'm doing so bad. Coco Kailan, doing Tell It To My Heart was quite, it was quite sporadic, but it was planned. When you do choreography again in the future, because I've noticed that everyone has a very style already, and I'm pointing it out. When you do choreography in the future, please take note of how you are portrayed on the camera, and how you are facing the camera and stuff like that. If there's a dance break, do more like facing away the camera. But because you were doing it so much when there were words present, you were kind of like missing words and fumbling when you were dancing. However, I feel as if, like, the beginning of this, like I said, it felt very Luther, very Tony, or Glorious Swan Song Week. It was on a good track for me, personally, from there, and that's the thing that I remember the most.
Yeah.
I still think you've got a lot of potential. So, I give it a toot, personally.
I think it has potential. I do agree. I can't get over the fact that it's more drag lip sync than it is a lip sync for your life video. For me, that would be a boot.
Just a few too many issues in it. Like, you know, I wish there was just a little bit more, so I'll have to give it a boot. But I could definitely see, like, you know, you improving in the future. So keep going.
Yeah, just because you got boots from the two evil children of hell doesn't mean that, you know, you're not going to be able to improve in the future. I don't think...
You're not good enough. Quit drag.
Just quit now. Quit now before you blow all your money. But moving on, next was Boy Named Queen, who did Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Hey boy, named Queen.
I had talked to you about your concept before, and I love this fucking concept. It's very, like, Burn Book, almost. I loved it. It was fun to watch. I enjoyed the entire thing. I don't think that the sitting down part hurt you, but it didn't help you. And I wish that you were standing up. And then my only other critique is that when we discussed the concept, I had it more in my head that you were going to have all of your competitors' names written down on your arms. And you only had, it seemed like, Andrea, China, there was somebody else who I didn't see, and then you wrote Tony down at the end.
It was Andrea, China, myself, Yonto?
Was it Yanto? I would assume it would probably be Yanto.
Maybe. I don't know. The dynamics of this entire group, I have liked each other or disliked each other. For one, I would have said, for your point, where there would be more names, get another reveal in there. Like, you know, the community love a good reveal, I guess. I was going to say something mean there, but I stopped myself. You could have, you know, had more names scroll across the body, like take the t-shirt off. And like have more of the competitors in that way. Like up the craziness. Like when you said, Meme, the chair didn't help you, nor did it hurt you. I believe that it did hurt you personally. This is a nitpick. Get your ass up out of the chairs, guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with it for new people who have not been around the community, but you're going to get more energy standing up than you're going to do sitting down or bed sink.
Nobody won by sitting down to Marina.
No, nobody won by sitting down to Marina.
So, that was maybe mean, but Boy Named Queen, I did enjoy your concept very much. Your sync was so tight, and everything, you can be moody, you can be glum, you can have fucking great concept, but do you know what makes me happy? When other people smile in the video, and you have the brightest fucking smile out of the entire cast. That's what fucking, that kept me interested the entire way through. You could be rapping to Nicki Minaj's Chun-Li, the most problematic album of 2018, and I would have still been fucking, yes bitch, you keep smiling.
It's so good. I'm very set on adopting you into the House of Meme. I hope that doesn't get you fucking 6th place.
Oh my god.
We actually joked around about that. I told him, I said that during my season. I aimed to win 6th place was consolation prize, and I got 6th place, so I was very happy with that. Uh,
So, like,
Pastel, what are your onions? What flavor of onion do you got for me?
a very sweet onion, because I fucking really love this video, honestly.
Uh-huh.
Like, I very much love is, like, when people look like they're having fun lip syncing, because you looked like you were having a fucking blast, honestly.
Very, excuse my
You had,
coke.
like, a good amount of energy, and I really fucking loved it. And also, like, the concept I thought was, like, kind of funny and stuff, you know? I did, like, it was, like, really, really fucking good. So I really liked it a lot. Like, fucking lip sync was good as shit, too. Like, really fucking good.
Just one more critique from me. Upload your video to Vimeo. If you guys need to remember this. This is a huge kind of like general critique. If your song is Taylor Swift or 1984 related or Wham or whatever the fuck, like, guys, Vimeo.
Yeah, it won't get banned on there. I wish I knew that during, what week was it? It was High School Stereotypes when I did Miku. If I had known, I would have just uploaded to Vimeo, but I thought that the video was working. And it worked in the UK, and Marcella was the host, so I didn't find out until...
Get my life, listen to Miku.
Get my fucking life. I hope y'all are ready for fucking All Stars 2. Some tricolor pasta is on your way. Big bowl of tricolor pasta.
My life and I wouldn't care.
But
this is gonna kill me.
this video, I really liked it. I give it a toot. I just wish that the concept was... The only thing that's keeping you from a shoot for me is I wanted more names. And I didn't want you sitting down. That's it.
For me, I just overall, like, very much liked the video, honestly. It had, like, everything I personally look for in a lip sync, so I'm gonna give it a shoot. I thought it was, like, super fucking well done. Keep doing stuff like this. It was simple, straight to the point, loved it.
For me personally, this is another general critique for everyone. If you have a nice set of teeth, brighter than anyone's future in this entire competition, use them. Because at the end of the day, you could be like singing to a shit-ass song, top 40, and I wouldn't give a fuck because you are smiling your ass off. Boy and Queen, keep doing what you're doing, because motherfucker, this is amazing. This is how you start the first week. Punbag.com. This is a shoot.
Nice. Apparently now I'm the mean one.
Oh, sorry, I'm just... the first week, I can't just turn around and be like, your shit, get out.
I can.
Go from mean cuisine to nice cuisine.
Lean cuisine. I think the nice version of meme cuisine is lean cuisine.
It's just Sally TM's nice corner. Sally TM's paint with numbers.
Sally TM's painting with numbers is iconic and legendary, and I subscribed already.
Thank you.
But moving on.
This is where Sally TM's painting with numbers gets a bit, over the age limit.
Yeah.
Painful.
Next was China Kill Myself, who did Caught in the Middle by Paramore.
Say one
Can I
thing.
start? Can I start with this?
Everybody's fighting to start first. Who's going first?
You can go.
Okay. I'm like the only person that's starting to notice this. Miss China. You do not want a Sally TM record at all. Black.com. This was on part of my Rain Event week. I don't know what that is. Rain or Shine week, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
That was week 1, right?
Yeah. This was really awkward, jilted. peripheral vision was not on the camera. It was looking sideways, and then like to the camera for like a glance, and then sideways again. You kept touching your hair. Don't touch your hair, drag queens. If your hair's annoying you, pin it out the way. Bobby pins are $1 for 100 pack, or £1, or €1, whatever. You were awkward in movement. I know I'm ripping it into China right here.
Yeah.
But if you are going down the Saltien route, you don't want to do that. Because at the end of the day, you'll be like week 5 and being like, oh my god, I've got it. I will say, because you know, probably the only reason why everyone's comparing it to me is the song choice. And I love Paramore. I fucking love Paramore. I know I can hear it. But, kind of like, I'm still upset. Someone else take over.
I'll jump in because I just realized that my mic was echoing Sally, so I'm just going to keep my mic muted while I'm not speaking. It's just because of my setup right now. I'm not at home like I usually am. I am on location recording Meme Cuisine, but I like the song. I like the look. I just want something else. It feels like your last video, but something this time wasn't working the same way that your last video was. I think it's a lot with your eyes. You're a little dead behind the eyes, and you weren't like that in your Django Jane video. And it was really, I don't know how to say it. It just, you didn't do anything different. You didn't take any, because you didn't have much critique to really change, so you just kept doing what was right or what felt right, and I don't want to knock you for that, but it just didn't work this time. And I think your emotion caught up at the end, and I know there was a point that this was supposed to be like the awkward girl coming out and like blossoming, but it didn't translate that easily.
No, that concept was a dead meme before it started. I'm sorry. If you go for Caught in the Middle by Paramore is a song about wanting to die or wanting to live, essentially. Like the entire song, like the entire album of After Laughter is about I think it's like postmarital stress or something like that. It's like Hayley Williams wrote the album when she was either on a break or after a pregnancy or whatever, and she broke down depressed. Like all the songs from After Laughter were about, you know, wanting to kill myself and fake happy. What did I do again? Hard. Which one was that again? The one that everyone liked? Hard Times. It's about, you know, that's like the sort of concept you should have gone for Caught in the Middle is like this like stressed out girl. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, 1 minute I'm happy, the other minute.
Sorry for the weird, like, cut in the audio. We just had a huge technical issue again. Because, I don't know, kill me? China, kill me. We were discussing, what you should do for Caught in the Middle as a concept. But there wasn't much loss in the audio after it cut out. We fairly quickly went to just, giving you our, votes. So, if you want to know what we said, I'm sure you can message Sally, because Sally was the one who was talking. If you have any questions for any of us.
Kill this concept. China killed this concept.
That is the argument. I know Sally apologized for coming off so aggressive at one point, so I'm throwing that in there that was said. But I think we're just going to, for convenience of not dragging this recording on for forever, just move in to give you your ranking. I gave you a boot for this video. I know that you have a lot of potential to grow. And I hope that you're able to really kill it with Funk Week, because I think that you could pull out something really good with it.
For me personally, I will also be giving you a boot. I just wish there was more. I know you could do better. Just keep going with it, though. I know you can make it, man. Dude.
China, I've taught you what you gotta do to fucking make this work. Personally, you will probably be safe. I'm not gonna lie. You are an iconic little character. So, don't take this personally, but boot.
Yeah.
Get better, bitch!
Get better, bitch. The next video was Glamadonna doing Glamazon by RuPaul. We were also discussing this video before our audio cut out, so I think that for convenience of going over everything, we should repeat our points for this.
Yeah,
even though we had a little bit of like a come to Jesus moment in the middle of it.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Alright, so my issues with the video is that it seemed very dead, honestly. Also, like, the mouth movements were, like, a bit awkward, because, like, you know, for some, you know, like, they were exaggerated, but then for others, they weren't so exaggerated, so, like, I think Sally said it was, like, bubblegum mouth? Am I correct?
Bubblegum mouth. Yeah, it was just like you were chewing on bubblegum for the entire video, and we were just like, oh, okay. We also discussed the point of doing native songs, Polish songs, doing songs that you're more comfortable with. However, also, I retract that statement because our season 5 sister, Lush Monsoon, didn't do any Hindi songs when she was singing, and she always synced to English songs.
And she knew her words every single week. She knew all of her words every single week. There was a couple of weeks where she was having issues with overlay, but you could still tell that she knew all of her words.
Hell yeah.
And there was also discussion that you don't necessarily have to do songs in English to be successful either, because I agreed with Sally that if you're not natively, you know, if you don't natively speak English, and you may, and that would be a mistake on our part, I think that you had said something in the chat about speaking Polish natively and English being a second language. But please correct us if we're wrong about that.
Hell yeah.
We're not going to get mad at you for doing a song in Polish. We're going to think that it's really cool because we haven't had anybody lip sync in Polish, to my understanding. We've had songs in French. I've done Japanese. We've had Spanish a lot. We've had Korean. Get that weeb shit out of my goddamn dinner. My meme cuisine, which is apparently like a defective kid cuisine that you buy and you can't return it because you already opened the package.
That was any fun, by the way.
Great. But yeah, we're not going to get mad at you for doing a song in Polish. I'm certain there would be a song in Polish that I don't know how the language works necessarily, but I'm sure there's, if you're using a Roman alphabet, you can find a song that begins with G, or if you do a translation and it begins with G. I think that wouldn't be stretching the, I don't think that would be wrongly stretching the concept. I think that would actually be a fun way to really twist this concept on its head, or this challenge on its head, not this concept. But yeah, I love you to death. Your 8 counts were severe, and I liked them a lot. But it needed a lot more. You dropped so many words. I've seen comparisons between this video and Blake's version of Glamazon. Like, you almost dropped the same words. But
just no one needs to do Glamazon ever again. It's like Beyonce for Snatch Game.
Yeah. It's just such a repetitive song.
Okay, sweet.
There was a lot of I'll actually be honest, there was a couple of songs that I think were really bad song choices. And this was one of them. I'll mention the other ones when I get to them. But for me, personally, this was a boot.
Unboot.
And sadly for me, it's also going to be a boot.
But yeah, Trace Boots. Or were you speaking French? I don't know. I don't know what languages are. I'm dumb and white. But I'm gonna move us on. Next we're going to talk about Giraffes, Doris Buckle doing God Help the Outcasts from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This I have seen a lot of opinions about. This has been one of the most opinionated, opinion-causing videos this whole fucking week.
So, like, I'm gonna be honest. Just, quite a few, well, okay, there were just a few issues with me, honestly. The biggest one is that, like, it seems like your lip sync was off.
Yeah, she dropped a few words.
And it looked like some words were dragged on way too long than what the song anticipated. The emotion and expression seemed off and awkward. It all just...
I actually liked this video, personally. I think that the song was a great choice for you. I could, if I was to be, like an art historian or somebody gay who, like, reads into things, I could see you making an argument that this song was more metaphorical of, like, your experience in the community. Because you have had a long road to get to this point. So if I were to read into it, I could be like, oh yeah, that. But I think that this is... I'm debating if this was better than your audition video. That's what I've seen the most discussion about. If this was better or worse than your audition video. I'm not sure, but I think it was on par.
I will segue into that. I disagree. This has gone back, a step back a bit in terms of your syncs are getting better. Your syncs are getting better. I'll say that. Drafts, you finally listened to critique. Thank God. And this sounds really mean, but, you know, we've had a discussion about this before on TDR, and you don't follow critique. Like, I had this whole argument that you didn't follow critique very well in TDR, yet you came into Lip Sync for Your Life this season, and you've improved a hell of a lot than you did in the off-season. Like, your off-seasons don't hold a candle to what you auditioned with. You've grown so much as a person, as someone who is conceptually aware of what they do. Hallelujah was great, but frankly, this is a step back because you've got the shot, the low angle shot. So like that, if you tilt your camera just a bit, maybe have the camera, I don't know, just your head on a black kind of background, maybe with your eyes covered or something like that. Just have something interesting in your concept, because Hallelujah was so great. You started off at a 7 and you've gone back down to a 5.
Yeah.
You have to maintain eye contact.
Yes.
This is my biggest problem with most of you. You need to maintain eye contact. You are syncing to a camera, not an audience, when you are filming. Look at the camera. Because at the end of the day, when you start editing overlays, putting, you know, special effects or whatever, throwing it in After Effects, throwing it in Adobe Premiere or whatever, you have to understand that your eyes are going to be looking at people, so you've got to look in the camera. Run over.
I could see the argument about this being a step back. I just don't want to... I don't want to say that because I don't think it's as back as she originally was.
Oh, no. Not at all. This is a tiny step back. I said...
It's a 7 to a 5, and her, like, off-season videos were...
Her off-season videos were 2.
Yeah.
That's maybe an honest drafts. Because had this conversation with you before about critique and applying critique, and to me sometimes it just comes across that you don't particularly did want to take critique on board, but now that you've actually, you know, started to be like, aha, take on me, it's starting to like snowball, and you're starting to grow a lot. I've seen Instagram posts that you posted recent. Oh my god, I'm choking. Karma. I've seen Instagram posts of you recently, and it's just amazing how much you actually pushing yourself conceptually with your drag. I think we need to bring more of that into this. Please. Does anyone else got anything to say? Because I've just been ranting. This is Drafts. Why I'm so like passionate about you is because I've seen you struggle a lot, but now that you actually are in season 6 of Lip Sync for Life, you've been in this community for a long ass time.
Yeah, it has been a long road, you coming to this season.
Yeah. You've got to keep going. The long road is still long, essentially.
I don't think that this is a video that would send you home by any means, and if it does, I'm actually going to be kind of upset. I actually liked this. I'm giving this video a toot, but I do agree and do see all of Sally and Pastel's comments for this.
For me, I will sadly have to give a boot. It's like, I know for a fact you can do better, and I just want to see you do better. That's honestly it.
Because you've stepped back, and this isn't discouraging you because I know you'll come back from this. Because now that you've proved yourself, it's still better than what you produced in the past.
Yes.
I'm going to boot this, but remember, A, prove me wrong. B, prove everyone else wrong. Because you already done that.
I'd honestly, before this season, would not have thought, oh, Giraffes is going to get cast. I would not have ever thought that, to be completely honest with you. And then your audition video came out, and you were in the top of the pack for me. You were one of my 6 votes.
You honestly destroyed it.
Yeah, it was really, really good. So I don't want this to be discouraging at all, because...
No, like, this is still good. It's still good, but compared to everyone else, you've got to start thinking, okay...
What can I do to get a leg up on everybody this cast?
What can you do? Because, hallelujah, that fucking concept, oh my god.
But I'm going to move us along.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're completely fine. I just don't want this to become a situation, because we have had a very eerily similar conversation about this, about certain turfs and horse fuckers, and it has gone very south, and I do not want that to happen again. And if it does happen again, I am going to literally stab somebody. But
Cuisine's so nasty.
Mean Cuisine is Mean Cuisine. I can't believe you think that you're the Simon Cowell of lip sync for your life. Anyways, moving on, we have Gissy doing a monologue from Gone Girl. Particularly it's called the Cool Girl monologue.
Sorry, I'm like really interrupting here. Gissy, no more spoken word. If I say you and Roxas do spoken word another time, okay, Roxas, I'll be fucking pinpoint Roxas for 2 seconds, because I have a conversation for both of you right now. If you guys have a shtick, be it editing, be it performance, be it spoken word, be it fast rap, do not keep doing it. Differentiate yourself. You've got a portfolio here that's going to last you memories. And do you want them to be bad memories or good memories? Gissy, no more spoken word. Challenge yourself to find a song. And this sounds mean, but I love, literally. Eva, Gissy, you have tried
almost every single year, if I'm right. Is that right? Since season 2?
I think that's correct.
Credit me if I'm wrong, Kissy, because I love you so much. Like, the first person that, like, I was like, oh, they're cool, and, like, lip sync for life was you when I joined. So, I have mad respect for you for trying out so many years. But please, I want to see, like, what was the song she did for Back to Basics? That was a while ago, I know, but, like, that song.
Oh, yeah. I know which one. I don't remember the song, but I vividly remember the video.
The video. You are a prime example of what I said for Boy Named Queen, where your smile is so infectious, and your dancing is so infectious too, where I'm just like, holy shit, this is great.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a scary, like, raw charisma.
It really is. Like,
you can't tap into it, it just exists.
Honestly. Tell me to kill myself. I'll clap.
I do agree. I'm not mad at this week being a spoken word, but I do think that especially the voters would get bored of it very quickly. The fact that you did 2 spoken words in a row, though, is a feat in itself, and I give you mad props for trying it. Your characterization is really strong. I can see that you know what you are doing with this character. Your overlay is off. It is really off. It's the thing that's killing this video.
I'm like, oh man, you know, like.
Yeah, it's like. It's such a good video. If the overlay was correct, we would not be having any, like, discussion. It would just be, you know, boop, boop, done. Like, it's a shoot for me, but it's not now because of that overlay. How are you, Sleepy? You got a iced coffee before you did this. Calling you out.
Bitch! Fuck you. I said it to like 5 last night.
Anyways, for me personally, again, this is like another Boy Named Queen situation. Every single sync that Kissy does, I know I shouted at you for doing a spoken word, but every single sync you do seems raw and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it goes back to that untapped, genuine charisma that just oozed off you. Like, just like a warm slap to the face. That was such a backhand compliment.
Yeah.
But I do mean it, like, minus the backhand, maybe more of the punch. I love this. I do genuinely love your spoken words, but please, no more.
Yes. I agree.
I give this a untoot for you, Miss Kissy.
It's a toot for me. It would have been a shoot, probably, had this overlay been correct.
Very low toot for me, but it's still a toot. Correct, and no more spoken words, like they said, so.
Yeah, I should say that it's a testament to how good of a performer you are, because if you have bad overlay, 9 times out of 10, I will boot you.
Yeah.
In any situation.
Especially when you think about it, you had to get nuances in spoken word.
Uh-huh.
And that I hate the fact that sometimes people do songs and they do not have a character, they don't have a clue what they're doing, they are just, you know, they're just feeling themselves and look, oh my god, they're just posing and putting their arms up in the air, like, oh my god. No, bitch. Spoken word, for me personally, shows that you've got a character and you've got know-how of a character, but now that you've done spoken word twice in a row, put it into a song. Show us that you can apply what you can do in a spoken word to a song. The characterization and the nuances, and also, you know, the tight syncing, which, you know, was detriment to your overlay, but, you know.
Yes.
Toot.
Moving us along, we now have Yanto, who did I Love You, Will You Marry Me by Youngblood.
I would, but unfortunately, I hate men.
Mood.
I like the song choice. It was a different sync to audition. The editing's fine. Again, it's a shtick that everyone has. Like I said, spoken word performances, fast rap, editing, also that category for me. Also, love Queen, at the moment. No one is serving looks. Wow, I'm so. But don't rely on it too much. The editing's great. To me, this is just me talking my ass here. You can ignore this if you want, Yanto, but you must be some sort of like animator or something. Because everything that you've done, like this editing, reminded me of like Adobe. Oh god, I'm not thinking here. It's Adobe and animators use it. It's
Adobe Premiere.
Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, I think. Adobe After Effects. A lot of Adobe programs, it kind of gave us that vibe because, you know, as a resident animator of Lip Sync for Your Life, hey, your editing skills kind of remind me of a much more heightened version of my own. What I try to aspire to be.
I'm gonna be honest here, while the editing of the video was, you know, kind of cool and stuff like that, the lip sync itself felt kind of bland.
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent.
Very bland for me, like, you know, for some parts of the song where it's like, you know, this person's like, you know, being like very intense with like, you know, the lyrics and stuff like that. It sounds like they're screaming. You just kind of were like, with that, and I'm like, man.
I think it's almost the opposite. I didn't think that the lip syncing was off. I just hated the song choice. A lot of this video dragged on. This was my biggest problem with it. This editing was super professionally done. I haven't seen, like Sally said, like Sally is who I would originally go to for like the best editor in Lip Sync for Your Life, but now it's a fight, like a 1v1 death match between you two. This intro was so good. And it's a good concept. It told a story. It just dragged on. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that you have this minute-long intro that it barely, like, explains what's going on. And it didn't need to be there. Because I could have understood the concept without the, I think it's a cut from a movie. I can't tell what movie it's from, but that's what it sounded like. And then you have this, you know, long intro, then you have this song, and it's a great song, but it dragged on, like, really long, and I think that's a weak song choice, again. And then you had this, like, weird pink text that kept popping up, and then I was, like, I didn't care, because I don't need to see those words to know that they're being said, unless they hold a bigger significance, and I didn't understand it in the concept.
Wow, well, I disagree with you because when I was told the song that I said was good.
I just felt like it was a little long of a song. And it may have been intensified by the 1 minute intro, so that this is like a 5 or 6 minute video, and I'm just sitting there like, I've already got all my notes figured out by like 4 minutes in.
Personally, like, I think the editing was nice. I don't really
No, the editing is phenomenal, and I don't think that it ruined your concept at all, like My Pretty Cabinet had in season 4.
It just felt like some things were a little bit blander than others, but otherwise, like, I'm gonna give it a 2. Like, it's okay.
I'm going to say this, Yanto, this is my challenge for you. You look absolutely terrified in this video. You just look absolutely terrified to sing. Your sing is tight, but your entire demeanor's like, oh, oh, oh. Like you've just been like pushed down the stairs and you just saved yourself from going down 10 flights of stairs.
Mm-hmm.
The Dancing Queen by ABBA. I give this a toot, but please, guys, seriously, this is just relax. You're singing to a camera. You're not singing to people yet. You're gonna edit the video and then submit it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fucking.
Your words of wisdom.
My words of wisdom that no one will take. Just kidding.
Well, God, I hope they do. But it is a toot for you.
It's a toot, yeah. One toot.
One toot. Two toots from Pastel, and I would be your third toot for this. But I am going to definitely... Honestly, I want to see a video of you... This is going to sound stupid almost compared to your last video. I want to see you edit a little less and let your lip sync shine a little bit more. Because
edit a little less. You're trying to say back to basics level of don't edit at all.
Yes, I want no editing. I just want to see. I want to see what you would do with because there's special effects and practical effects, which I would. Yeah, I would say. Is it practical?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, I got really excited there.
Yeah, I am. I'm somebody who dabbles in both. I'm actually going to hopefully make videos again soon, and I'm going to meld the two together, and create, like, hopefully good videos. I see how much special effects talent you have. I want to see what you would do with just practical effects. And I don't want you to shoot yourself in the foot by doing this. Pick a week where it's going to make sense. I don't know if Funk Week is going to be the week that you want to do that necessarily. It's possible, but maybe wait for a future challenge to really show that to me. But yeah, I want to see what you'll do with practical effects instead. That's more a challenge, but this is definitely a toot. You got 3 toots. Moving on, Jackknife doing Jump Around by House of Pain.
Well,
let me tell you. I love this. Anyway, sorry, you guys can go.
No, would you like to keep going?
Bitch, you go.
Fine. I really fucking love this lip sync. I thought it was just fucking hilarious. The enthusiasm and energy you had was just fucking amazing, and I can't lie, the dabbing was perfect, honestly.
The dabbing, I literally, I was writing my first note, which said, I love your attitude for this song, it aided your concept. And I saw you dabbing, and I was writing the word aided, and I just kept writing D-E-D-E-D-E, so it was aided all the way across the line. Because I couldn't focus, because I was just like, what the fuck is happening? You are like an honorary Pastel gremlin. You are like if Pastel got on to season 6. Because Pastel would absolutely be dabbing every goddamn second.
Oh, damn well I would.
Oh my god, I'm going to kill myself.
God, China, kill yourself?
No, stop mentioning that name. Get to me. Just kidding. Just successfully kill herself to me. No.
She'll be happy to hear it.
I'm so sorry, China. I just literally... Also sorry to Jack. I've literally just steamrolled this conversation. Anyways, Jackknife, you are just such an adorable little doll. I found this so fun. I loved the fact that we got... this is another gimmick kind of thing. I'm gonna leave that in a second, but I'm so glad that you, from Alaska Thunderfuck, came with Jump Around and fucking gave me life. You were dabbing, you were dipping, you were just fucking... This is how you have expressions and exaggerations in your sings.
Yes.
Everyone.
You were having fun, and I live for that. Please, I need more of this.
And you had all of your words down in a fast rap in week 1.
In week 1?
In week 1, you're doing fast rap and you have every single word down.
Bitch, if you're carrying the torch for Drag Kings, Miss Koruk is crying. She's gonna be there to give you a crown and a sash if you keep it up.
I do have a couple of notes, but I do really love this video. 3 notes, actually. All of varying differences. I wanted slightly more set dressing with this video. I think if you get an ability to do some more set dressing, you're going to be golden. I think that the selected phrases that you added in the edit, they weren't necessary because the whole song could, if you're doing the concept of like, this is like a letter, like almost a burn book also, if you're doing that concept, you don't need to re-emphasize particular lines and not have others. The song should be able to carry that and then have a different, like, added thing to your concept. And that ties into my last point, which is those choreos with the dabbing and everything, they were cute, but I wish you cut one of them out and then maybe added a practical prop or something like that to really aid your concept that this is like a letter to your season 6 competitors to not underestimate you. But yeah. I loved watching your video. You had my eyes the entire time.
It was so fucking fun. Please continue doing stuff like this. I'm going to give this fucking video a shoot.
I'm not at shoot territory yet, because I do follow the same rule where if I can write one, like, serious piece of criticism, then I won't shoot it. So for me, it's a toot, but no, it's a high toot.
My personal gripe, again, like, if I've seen it twice in a row, I don't want to see it again.
Uh-huh.
So, we had Alaska Thunder for auditions, and everyone, you can turn around and be like, Sally's being so nasty with the people that are doing the same thing every week. If you did the same thing every week, like, that's not stepping out of the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
Stepping out of the comfort zone. And doing Alaska last week, that was spoken word fast rap. Like, because Alaska doesn't sing, she speaks when she sings. Drag queens do not sing, they speak. And this week you did a fast rap again, and I will not hold you accountable, actually. Scrap that. Challenging you to do a song or a spoken word, because everyone's kind of like this week. Obviously, you can't do a spoken word or a fast rap because it's bunk week.
Mm-hmm.
So, good job on that. Hopefully, your funk week song is gonna be great because we need a bit more differentiation, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Not Andrea's in the world, but the great energy saved it for me. You are toot.
Absolute toot. I really hope that everybody is listening to the full podcast this time and not just cutting around, because we have some fucking nuggets of wisdom coming out of this goddamn podcast.
Nuggets of wisdom.
But moving along,
Okay.
next is Jenna, who did Judas by Lady Gaga.
I don't have any notes. I'm going to watch the video again so I can give you my full reaction.
What the fuck did I write down? Why are my notes so wonky?
Okay, since everybody has the goddamn messiest notes on God's green earth, let me start here. I have, let me count really quick how many bullet points I have written down. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points written down for you. 4 of them are critique, which would give you a 25% praise and 75%, criticism rate, which would not be good news, usually. But my positive for you is that your energy is so good, it literally, like, you had my eyes the entire video. And they did not falter at any point. And for that, I'm going to preemptively let you know that this is a fucking toot before I get into my critique, because it is a lot of critique, but I think that a lot of it is more, it's things that I said last time, but you need to go one step further. You did definitely take notes from the video, though. You filmed in portrait. You didn't do the weird, like, I think it was like Snapchat or Musically, like, editing. I wish, though, that the video didn't cut into the performance, and there's a way that you can fix that. You need to find either an app or do it yourself in, like, Audacity or something like that, but you can put a window of, like, free space, so that way you click the video to, or the song to start, you already have the video camera going, then you get into position, and then the song starts. I don't want to see us cutting into your performance anymore, because you are such a good performer that you deserve more time of my time to show me all of your talent. I wish that you could find a different filming location, because you did film in portrait, but then you had like a third of your frame cut out because of your bed. And that was a little bit annoying, because this, again, you have such a big, like, dancing energy. You are literally, I think, like, season 6 Coco Kylan. But I wish that you had more space, and I wish that your camera was raised up higher, more eye level, because you deserve that eye level camera. This isn't me, like, really digging into your video so much. This is me telling you the things that you deserve for yourself because of how talented of a fucking performer you are, and you're 15. And honestly, real tea. Real tea. If you are a drag performer, like I have heard, and it's you versus China versus Asphyxia, right? Right now, you are my favorite out of the three of them. Because you have a stronger presence, I feel, in your videos than China and Asphyxia, than they have. And that's not to say that China and Asphyxia won't get there, because I feel as though they will, but you have it from the jump. And the other thing that I noticed is that when you were performing the song, you and Asphyxia both did Lady Gaga. You both did movements in your video that basically the song directed you to do. This is, like, it's such a minuscule thing, but if it's an eye for detail kind of thing that I noticed this. You knew your words. It felt like Asphyxia repeated her words. You knew them. You did the motions at the same time as the words were being said, and it made them more impactful. Asphyxia repeated the words, and the movement started a half a second after the words had started. But at that point, I had already heard the word begin, and I know where it's going to go because I know the song. And then I see the movement, and then I'm like, it doesn't look as nice. So I have a lot of opinions, and I completely just steamrolled this whole conversation, and I am so sorry about that.
When I started the lip sync is that I thought it was honestly, like, you know, very energetic and fun looking. You know, you looked like you were just killing it and having fun, and that's, like, pretty good. You know, I will agree with me that at the beginning of the song, it just kind of cut right into the performance. I thought that was a little awkward. But other than that, like, that's not really much for me, honestly. Hold on a second. Wait, where the fuck?
I have something to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I agree with me. Oh my god. Like, watching it last night, I was like, this kid has got so much. Like, this is how a drag queen should perform.
Mm-hmm.
This is the 8 count. This is the, like, knowing the words, understanding your body, understanding how to feel. You are 15. This is crazy. Like,
there's adults who perform in drag, and they don't have this kind of energy. There are drag race girls who get on the show and don't have the same amount of energy that you have.
It's absurd. I will say, Miss Jenna, please be wary of, like, space. Like, spatial awareness is key. For your next thing, I know that you're high energy as well, energy up for Funk Week.
But don't go too high. I was about to say something about this. We've been praising your energy so much, and you may get in your head, because I know I would probably think this, that, oh, well, they want high energy, so I'm going to give higher energy. No. You're exactly where you need to be for these songs right now. You don't need to go too much farther, or else it's going to look desperate.
Absolutely. And I agree. Out of 3 queens in the competition, Tony is a drag queen as well. There's 4. But, you know, Tony will double. I know there's 5.
How many drag queens do we have? I was only comparing between Asphyxia, China, and Jenna. I was keeping that because they were the first 3 queens that I think we've looked at.
Oh yeah. Okay, so in comparison to them 3, because I know that there's more than just 3 queens.
Oh, and there's Giraffes. Giraffes was in the first round as well. I'll also throw Giraffes in there. I think that I'm interested. Giraffes I'm very interested in as a queen to see how she does in this season because I've seen her journey so far. You I'm so interested in because you have so much raw potential at your age.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, just from me to you, really just like... Take it there, have fun. You are having fun. It's clear that you're having fun. Just do it. Do the damn thing. I give this a toot.
It's definitely a toot for me. I'm going to keep talking for a little bit because Pastel is currently away getting a trip.
Anyways.
Oh, you're here. Okay, anyways.
This is definitely, like, a good toot for me because, like, good. Keep it up, man.
Yeah. This is so good.
You're so young and you're so talented and I hate you.
Yes, I wish I was that talented at 15, like Jesus Christ.
All these kids trying to make me feel like I'm nothing.
Moving on though. Okay. We have Jules Osco who did Jai Ho by the Pussycat Dolls featuring some man who I don't know.
It's wow. Oh my gosh. I will start this out because, you know, this is how you do an outdoor sync, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you do an outdoor sync. I'm trying to find out that name as well because I'm like, it's A.R. Ramen.
Never heard of him. Is it Pitbull? Is it Agent?
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide himself.
I beg to differ. Okay, Jules, this is how you do an outdoor sync. Oh my god, again, people who smile make me smile. Like, if your song is about, you know, being happy, smile. Because it makes the world go round. And it makes me happy. And it makes me want to dance to J-Ho when you're singing it in Chicago. I will say it got a bit disjointed because obviously with the sun, you obviously were using the sun as your natural light in the video. I could always see the cameraman with the iPhone in the sync. And I was like, oh god, like, obviously you can't help that.
Iconic legend of owning an iPhone X, like...
I know, like, this is a point, but that's also a good point to prove that you don't need a fucking Canon XD 55,000 DPI for this competition. You don't have to have all these expensive, nice little things. You can just, you know, have an iPod or an iPod Nano.
Yes, I'm filming on my iPod Nano. No, I did all of season 5 on an iPod. Or I did all of season 5 on an iPad Mini.
I used a Wii U for the entirety of season 5.
I used the Wii. I used the Xbox Kinect the entire season.
Here's my 3DS.
Choreograph was done by Just Dance. I just overlaid myself saying Just Dance songs that I had that week.
Stop stealing my All-Stars concepts, Jesus.
I'm sorry, guys. This is what happens when they meme talk. But like, honestly, this is a great video to prove that you don't need £200 or $400 worth of equipment to be like, yeah, I can make a fucking lip sync live video, and you were dancing in public, fucking public place.
I'm gonna jump in. I agree with what Sally said. However, there are things that I disagree with. I'm on the same train as Sally is, but Sally's in like the conductor's position, and I'm like in the 6th car. Cart, whatever. I don't know about trains. I live in Florida. The only things that I know about are cars and getting hit by them. But I like this idea. Your words were tight. You had my attention the entire time. I wish that you had picked a different filming location. I guess it didn't deliver, like... I loved your idea of, like, this is where I'm from. This is Chicago, right? I liked that idea. But then you were at, like, inconspicuous park in Chicago that had nobody in it. And I know that it's ballsy to lip sync in public to begin with. If you had gone to the Bean or Robert Indiana's Love, and lip synced around there, I would have been more connected to the idea that this was Chicago. The only reason I knew where you were is because your thing said, bitch, I'm from Chicago, and that you had the Taste of Chicago thing behind you. But otherwise, I would not have known that you were in Chicago. Had those two things not been there, you could have been like, I'm from Dallas, Texas, y'all, and I would have fucking believed you. Like, without question. And there was nothing wrong with the video, but it lacked... You had, I think, a more infectious connection to the camera in your audition than this video. And this video wasn't bad. It wasn't infectious. It just wasn't as infectious as your other video was. And I only have a small pool of videos to reference for you. 2, to be exact. This and your audition. But I wish that it still had that same infection that the last video had. Or at least for me personally.
Jai-ho.
Jai-ho. Pastel, what are your onions?
For me, I really loved the video. I thought it was cute and fun. You know, personally for me, I thought there were like a few like little tiny missed opportunities. Like I thought there could have been like a little bit more, like just the tiniest bit more excitement. But I could still see that you were having fun and like you were happy and stuff, and that's just fine, honestly. But you know, I wish there was that like tiny little pinch, you know.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit of seasoning.
Yes. Little bit of adobo or sazon or something, like allspice, 5 spice, I don't know, pick your poison. But for me personally, I'm definitely tooting this video.
Me as well.
Me as well.
Oh my god, icons of agreeing.
Just do better, baby bitch.
Do better, baby bitch. Sally, you're so mean. You called me baby bitch, and I jumped off the Skyway Bridge. Moving on, we have KH Roxas doing Kind of Sometimes Maybe by Jessie Ware.
I watched the tail end of this because I was having away at the time. Sorry, Rox. So I had to go rewatch it. Can I say you are so good at creating hilarious concepts.
Yes, our comedy godics.
Like, save the dancing for like when you're at home. Bring more of that comedy gold with you, because the fact that you had a concept from the get-go, the paleo diet book, then you just like, there's food here, there's food here, there's food here. Like, that kept going and it kept being good. Like, the one thing, maybe if you had it, like, start squirting condiments all over your face or something like that.
That would have been crazy, because I don't think that hamburger at the end actually had meat in it. Otherwise, that was the saddest Burger King fucking meal I have ever seen in my whole goddamn life. We had talked about this concept, me and him, before. And by that, I mean, we had talked about his concept, and then he sent me a take, and then I ignored him for 3 days because I was talking to Joey. But when we were originally talking about the concept, what it was originally going to be about was that he had had his gallbladder removed right before auditions had happened. And it was going to be about his diet with, like, having his gallbladder removed. And if you don't know, when you have your gallbladder removed, your diet, like, goes out of whack. It's, like, completely different than what a normal person normally eats. And I told him to use that book. Or something like South Beach Diet, or Keto Diet, or something that said diet on it, because your original concept was so good, and I saw it there. You needed to shorten the joke. And I think that you did that very successfully with this, because you could have, like, gone way too crazy. Like, I agree with the condiments, but you could have just really overdone this concept. And I don't think that you went too far, and I really like that you did that, because it made this video so fun to fucking watch. Your sync, though, was off, or your words were late. Something was going on with that. Something was there, but this video, from beginning to end, I loved, and I had, like, my eyes fixed on you the whole time.
Me, I like how the first note I wrote down was just mood.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I wrote down. I fucking thought this was hilarious. So yeah, I just thought it was just funny, you know? Of course, like, the sync was off and I'm like, a little disappointed on that, but if you fix the sync, it would have been a definite, like, you know, 2. Well, no, it's still a 2, but for, like, it would have been a shoot. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, again, this is another video. You and Gissy killed me with this, because I am such a stickler for, you have to have correct overlay in order to get a toot on Meme Cuisine. And you both had off overlay this week and broke my rule that you have to have that in order to get a toot, because you're getting a toot from me as well.
Hi. I'm not a fan of the fact that your burger had no meat in it, but, like, that's not going to sacrifice a lot of points.
I think it is because of his diet, though.
The paleo diet.
It's not... It's I don't know if it's the paleo. I think it is something to do with his gallbladder being removed, though. So I am commending you for not putting yourself in danger.
Literally just turn around and explain why that burger had no meat in it, and I'm just like, but the burger...
But the burger... You could have put, like, it needed something. You needed a little bit more. I wanted to really believe that burger. Even if you put cheese on it. If you put cheese and lettuce and tomato and hid the burger itself, I would have been like, oh, burger. But it, like, the first time I watched it, I was like, burger.
Maybe some bacon in that sandwich? I don't know.
Make a BLT with cheese. No, the first time that I watched the video, I was like, it's a burger. The second time I watched it, I was like, that's a fucking hamburger bun that got sat on.
Okay, so, Roxas, I give you a toot. Like, honestly, keep it up with the concept, because goddamn, this is a damn sight better than your audition. Like, damn sight better than your audition.
So fucking good. A solid toot.
Uh-huh.
Toot. Silent toot from Pastel. We're going to move on to Lala Chate, who did Limp by Fiona Apple. And here's the tea. You know how I said in Meme Cuisine 1 that Amy Winehouse was my favorite female singer of all time and that I'm a huge stan of her? I'm a fucking liar. Amy Winehouse is only second to Fiona Apple. So when I heard the beginning of this, I was like, fuck. Because my mom raised me on Fiona Apple. And particularly... Yet another fucking mistake. I fucking hate my broadcasting system to do this. It was not happy. As I was saying to you, Lala, I was looking up what album this came from because I have vivid memories of the When the Pawn Breaks album by Fiona Apple, which is the album that the song comes from. I'm sure you know. I have vivid memories of this album, and I grew up with it. I was like, well, fuck, if she fucks this song up, it's a fucking poot, because I'm so connected to her fucking music. It's not a poot. You delivered the song very well. The cut made to the song was smart. For people who haven't heard this song, because we did talk about, because Sally was like, I don't know who Fiona Apple is. There's like a 1.5 or 2 minute instrumental break in the middle of the fucking song.
That's my way.
I'm just calling a spade a spade. Facts are facts, America.
I'm not American.
Facts are facts, Britain. No, oh my god. Complete side tangent. I had a friend today in a separate server. He gave me the whitest version of Facts are Facts America I have ever heard in my whole goddamn life. He said, no lies were told, America. And I was like, no. Why did you just gentrify Miss Monique Hart like that? And then he defended it by saying, well, why did you quote her if you're white? And I was like, because I quoted her directly. You missaid her quote. Anyways, dumb ramble. I hate white people. I am white. That's the joke. But no, this was super good. I think the only comment that I said that was critique is that during the first half of your video, during the verses, her choruses are very clear what she's saying, but in her verses she has a little bit of marble mouth, and that's just her style as a singer, and you have to over enunciate those words or exaggerate the enunciation to make it look correct, because even if she's marble mouthing, if you then marble mouth, it doesn't look correct.
For me,
No, Pastel, go, Pastel, go.
For me, with the song, I really, really liked how you did it. The set was gorgeously done. Like, the emotion was just there. I really loved it. I'm glad you did not ruin Fiona Apple.
Forgive my mic, it just died for a second. It literally did a backflip off of the fucking table that I'm put it on.
F to pay respect.
Press F. But yeah, continue, sorry.
Like this lip sync, you did really, really well. Just good shit.
You are so intelligent with how you produce your lighting in this video, personally. Having your shadows sing alongside you. And we were discussing that before the audio put out again. Meme did this for his themes from a hat video.
Oh, the lighting! That's what... I was remembering that there was one more thing that we talked about. Oh, God.
And the fact that it's so difficult to get that unless you have a professional camera, as well as professional lighting as well. Like, you've got to have at least 5 different light sources to try and get that down.
Mm-hmm. And it looked like... I think that she got it done with a flashlight.
Oh, totally. That's so great.
She would have to tell us what kind of lighting she used in order to get that effect, but it looked like just one flashlight.
It's... fucking hell, like...
Maybe 2, who knows?
The ingenuity is just so great.
Yeah.
I give this a toot.
Fucking toot.
As well.
Finally, after a long and tumultuous fucking recording for Meme Cuisine, this is a really defective Meme Cuisine box. However, the content in it is delicious, I feel. We have Tony A. Ward, who did The Tea by Alaska.
I never fucked Drake, I never fucked Wayne. Is that the song?
Yes.
Okay. Because Tony's my best friend, and neither of you will hold a candle to me and her relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to start first.
Yes, absolutely.
I discussed with Tony about potential edits and stuff like that. I think this is the best thing she's done in Lip Sync for Life.
Yes.
This Shangela spot has not been wasted on someone who I feel, because it's like a curse, I would say, the Shangela curse, that people who are brought back will do somewhat okay. They'll trickle off around
Songs from a Hat.
Stages. Yeah.
Yeah, and even though, like, I know that Calypso was the first Shangela and she came back and made second place, Real Tea, she didn't earn it. But I mean, facts are facts, America. Facts are facts.
No, what did you say again? Fucking, the lies were not there.
No lies are told, America. No lies are told.
No lies were told. The United States of America, your 51 stars.
But God,
Tony Award. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Okay, this is the first time I'm going to critique someone's outfit. I'm sick of seeing this black dress. Don't wear it ever again. Burn it. You used it in your Conrad Mount audition from last year, and you also not from last year, from season 4, and you also wore it in your Halloween Conspiracy Years Word video. So please bin this dress. Other than that, the colour scheme's correct, white and black and red. It matched perfectly with your hair. You had a tight sync up until the part where Alaska started getting a bit more fast. The Psycho X got heavy-handed and tried to dust down the whole fucking planet. That part, and then like to the drunk ass bitches in the meet and greets, treating a rude girl like a piece of meat. How you pulling my hair bit to that part was very off as well. I'm only pointing these out just because, you know, nobody's perfect. By Hannah Montana. No one did that this week. Fuck them.
We don't have anybody whose name begins with N.
I wrote all my two because no one did Hannah Montana this week. No. But honestly, these are just nitpicks. I do believe that you have sold us a different sync, a different concept. You can fast rap and show people that you can fucking do it. Okay?
I'll be honest, I didn't catch dropped words. I actually made a note that you didn't drop any words, so...
I've been staring at Tony's work for quite a while now, obviously, because, you know, I used to judge that in a little thing called TDR All Stars 2. And, you know, I would just put things under scrutiny.
Yeah,
so much.
I will do the rest of this review under the notion that I didn't see the words dropped. But I will go back and see if they were dropped, but, that will be after this. Although I don't disbelieve Sally, I wrote everything under that notion, and I would have to pause the recording now, go rewatch it, then come back, then redo all my rankings. And I don't feel like doing that, because this has been a fucking awful episode of Meme Cuisine to film.
It really has. The British came, and they've just fucked up everything in Tampa, Florida. It's not my fault. It's the Wi-Fi, I guess.
Yeah.
You can blame me if you want, but I will not hold any blame. Fuck you.
But Rap Goddess, you hit every word from what I saw. I didn't find any critique, really, like any solid critique to give you. You're proving yourself to be quite the foe, and all these girls in the season need to really watch out for you, because you are not messing around. However, you also need to watch yourself as you move forward, because people who put themselves in an early leading position can often shoot themselves in the foot very quickly.
Adrenaline, just kidding.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, you don't please just don't move to New York.
Don't move to New York or you'll get eliminated. But no, it's actually that Gloria Swan song put a curse around the entire city of New York. And that's just the tea.
It's emoji.
But yeah, you need to watch yourself, because you put out a strong front very quickly, and this could be something great like what Marcella had in season 4, or this could be very bad like what Calypso had in season 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have this really strong record from the jump, and you just win everything over and over and over and over again, and then just kill everybody at the end. Or you're going to do really, really, really well, panic yourself out, freak out, really fuck yourself up one week, and the voters aren't going to be forgiving, because the voters are never really forgiving in this community. One off video and you're gone.
I will say, though, I highly disagree with you saying that Tony will overthink and stress himself out.
Yeah.
This
I
girl.
don't see her doing it, but I have to be honest that it
have to
is
be.
possible.
And you're right. You can have your little opinion. It's a shit one.
Yet.
Yeah, she'll try to prove it wrong.
I really, really love this video. It was very, very, like, good. It was really fucking good. Like, everything they said, I agree with. It was fucking amazing. Also didn't personally see any dropped words, but, you know, oh no. I just thought it was really fucking good.
Yeah, it was so good. Again, I will rewatch the video, but I will be keeping my opinion the same. I gave this a shoot.
Because oh, Pastel go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I also gave it a shoot. It was really good.
Because I am a ruthless dictator who is still judging my friend against other people, even though you were my top vote this week. I'm gonna give you a toot. Tony, keep it up. Stay humble, but also stay cocky, bitch.
But yes, that is finally all the fucking critique. Now we need to do our last two things. Do we want to do Trend Alert first or Top Toot first?
Top toot.
Top Toot. Okay, I'm going to start. Tony, I loved your video. You were my one shoot for this week, and that means that you're also my top toot of the week.
I honestly gave my top toot to Jackknife.
Wow, we have all different top toots this week.
That's just the Meme Cuisine way.
It's just the mood.
It's a huge mood. My top toot of the week is none other than the automatic android Andrea. Oh my god, that alliteration! Fucking hell.
She planned it. She planned it that way.
She planned it. Thanos, congratulations.
Trend Alert. Who has Trend Alerts?
I do.
Yes.
My trend alert is being dead behind the eyes.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even have a trend alert, honestly.
My trend alert is people who didn't overlay correctly making me toot them because they are good.
Also, gimmicks. Gimmicks twice in a row.
Ugh.
So that shit.
I'm floating through all of my notes now. What else do I have?
I'm just playing with the reverse sequence. Sorry,
For
not
me,
Chella.
big mood.
Big moods. $200 shoes.
I hate you so much.
But anyways, yeah, this has been Meme Cuisine. Please forgive all the shitty editing, because, you know, life just be like that sometimes.
Life just gives you a blood test on Wednesday and you want to die.
Life gives you homework that you have to go do after this. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Yeah, this has been Meme Cuisine signing off.